There are only 20,000 polar bears left in the world, and they're by far the most studied bear on the planet. Interestingly, these bears migrate like birds. During the colder months, they head south, and in the warmer months, they pack up and head north. Recently, though, wildlife experts found one particular polar bear cub far away from her home, and they were left scratching their heads. Just how exactly had she made such a distant, perilous journey all by herself? As experts dug deeper, however, they found that her unusual travels included some unique characters. See just what this one little polar bear's journey entailed, and how, in the future, many more might have to make their own journeys just like her. Like birds, polar bears migrate. When winter rears its head, the bears make the long trek to warmer climates. Once summer arrives again, they pack up their picnic baskets and they head back north. Recently, one polar bear's travels, in particular, had experts scratching their heads. In Siberia, animal experts were stunned by the sight of this 9-month-old polar bear cub wandering far away from where she was supposed to be. How far exactly? Well, at more than a whopping 450 miles from the Arctic coast of Siberia. This polar bear definitely missed her freeway exit. After embarking on a journey about the distance from Los Angeles to Sacramento, California, this polar bear was a long way from her home on the North Coast. The head of the Central Kolyma Inspectorate for Nature Protection, Ivan Belonogov, marveled at the bear's journey. It is exceptionally rare for even adult polar bears to wander half this distance from the coast, he told the Siberian Times. So how did she make such an incredible journey on her own? She picked up a few friends along the way, of course. Photographers captured pictures of her playing with a local dog from a fishing village on the Kolyma River. In order to keep herself full and fed, the bear, now named Umka, developed an efficient way to gather food for herself too. Fishermen and workers in the nearby village threw Umka scraps of fish and food that she happily gobbled up. In fact, she ate more than enough food. According to Ivan, he said the condition of the cub is satisfactory. Her appetite is good. Still, something about Umka's journey didn't sit right with wildlife experts. Impressive as Umka's journey was, wildlife experts expressed a great deal of concern over two particular factors in her situation. She had no mother or family with her, and she'd had too much contact with people to survive on her own. She'd become too dependent on handouts over hunting. Rescuers needed to make a tough decision. The experts made the tough call. Umka would need to be tranquilized and brought to the nearby zoo. Without a mother and too reliant on humans for food, it was unlikely, they theorized, that she could survive on her own so far away from her natural habitat. Yakutia regional wildlife expert Fedor Yakovlev noted in a Siberian Times interview that polar bear displacement is becoming more common. He said because of the rapid thawing of ice, some bears die at the ice holes as they swim. Others go to people. Umka's situation was undoubtedly unfortunate. She had made it so far on her own, but there wasn't likely a pleasant future for her at the fishing village. Bears like Umka inspired the formation of the World Wildlife Fund Bear Patrol, a task force comprising locals that monitor nearby polar bears and drive away unwanted guests. There were even further dangers of Umka's journey far from home, as she and potential polar bears like her in the future migrate south. She'd be heading into black bear territory, and that's a land battle experts believe that polar bears simply cannot win. What will happen if more polar bears are displaced from their homes? Will similar fates like Umka's await them? In the end, it's impossible to know if experts made the right call in taking Umka to a Russian zoo so that she might be featured as a star attraction. One thing was for certain, though. Umka undertook an impressive journey that she was lucky to have survived. As for what she's up to today, she's made herself at home at the zoo, and guests love her. If they only knew her whole story, they'd love her even more. That a polar bear cub was able to make it so far from home while making a few friends along the way is quite impressive. Umka's journey was a true testament to a polar bear's strengths and capabilities, but hopefully it's a journey no polar bear must take in the future.